Hey guys, what's going on? It's Powerhouse TGF coming back at you with some more One Piece talk. So today we're going to talk about Yamato's plight and how Kaido's backstory will break One Piece. So let's start talking about Yamato right now, okay? So with the last chapter, chapter 10:24, we got the revealing of Yamato's backstory, a little bit of her history and everything she went through. And I gotta be honest with you, man, she did go through a lot, and I do feel for her. Her situation, because I don't have any better words for this, her situation was pretty fucked, to be honest with you. Because as you can see in this chapter, the the trouble started really early in her childhood. One of the first panels we see in this chapter is her in chains, bondage, and she's actually fucking starving. So it's crazy how so early in her life was met with a lot of trouble, with a lot of crazy shit. And honestly, as one of the samurai pointed out, it's because of the situation she was born into at the time. You gotta understand, Yamato is the child of a conqueror, the child of a Yonko. And I'm pretty sure Kaido had certain expectations he wanted Yamato to reach in her life. Okay? My understanding is once Yamato started living vicariously through Kozuki Oden, because as it says, one of the first things she did, I'm Oden, Kozuki Oden, and Kaido looks pissed. So it's of my belief that Kaido really resented Yamato for taking this stance on her life. I'm pretty sure Kaido had a different plan for her. He probably wanted her to be like himself. And the reason I believe that is because Kaido taught Yamato a lot of his own moves. If you look at Yamato's moveset, it's just like Kaido's moveset. They use the same attacks, they use the same blast breath and all that shit. So Kaido definitely, even though he probably doesn't express it, Kaido was hurt by Yamato wanting to be more like Kozuki Oden instead of wanting to be like Kaido. Alright? So this led to some of the earlier troubles within Yamato's life. Kaido, honestly, he probably wanted her to die quickly, which led him to throw her in a cave with other samurai. But this leads to the relationship that Yamato had with the samurai. Honestly, if you look at it closely, I mean, the only light that was in Yamato's life at the earliest time is those samurai. Okay? And after that, after they had decided to sacrifice themselves for their honor and their pride, she had nobody. There was nobody on Kaido's crew that was gonna help her or make her feel better about her situation. Kaido was actually making it worse by putting her in chains. So you have to understand that Yamato lived with a lifelong resentment towards Kaido. Now imagine that. Let me talk some real shit to you. Imagine waking up every day and, your father, the person who helped bring you into this world. Imagine having an extreme resentment for that person every single day. Some people can relate because they live it in real life. She had to wake up and be a prisoner in her own domain. And the one that imprisoned her was her father. Okay? I'm trying to look at Yamato as actually a human being instead of just a character in the manga. She has to have, a lot of anxiety and PTSD built up over the years just from going through this bullshit, okay? So Yamato's backstory really resonated with me not because I've gone through anything remotely close to this, but because I've been through things in my life. I've been in a situation where I couldn't leave the house I was at due to circumstances, and you know what I'm saying? Her backstory really touched me. So it just made me feel bad to see, in this flashback, such a small child. She seemed defenseless, but at the same time, it is possible she could have had a decent amount of strength at such a young age, which also could explain why Kaido tied her up. Because if you think about it, Yamato is not a threat to Kaido. She probably never will be. But as you can see in some of these panels, she is a threat to the people on the Beast Pirates crew. Anybody with conqueror's hockey is a fucking threat. I don't care how old they are. If you have conqueror's haki, you can be perceived as a threat. So, in Kaido's eyes, he's like, for the sake of my crew, for the safety of the people on my crew, I probably have to keep her away from everybody. All right. So, Yamato's backstory, man, that shit was just so sad, and I really, really wanted to break it down a little more because she got to meet some interesting faces from these samurais. She got to read Odin's logbook together with the samurai, so I'm pretty sure some of her first good memories actually came from being in that cave. Okay, she even said it to herself. I'll remember this bowl of rice for the rest of my life. So you gotta respect her for just fighting through that situation and getting through it when Kaido fully expected her to die in that situation. Okay, it's pretty fucked up. But now let's transition into Kaido's backstory. All right, Kaido's backstory will probably break the internet. It'll probably break One Piece, like I put in the title. Man, bro, Kaido. Can I just be real with y'all for a second? Kaido, that's my favorite antagonist right now, right? I like him more than Doflamingo. I like him more than Blackbeard. Like, for me personally, he's on top, and I'll just explain why in so many reasons. He's an extremely deep, interesting character. Have you ever seen this man talk in these manga panels, right? One of my first assumptions of what Kaido was gonna be was just like some kind of brute, just only about power, only about being the strongest. Nothing else really matters, okay? What you gotta understand about Kaido is Kaido got a lot of shit going up on here, right? I feel like Kaido has access to information that the regular pirate doesn't have, even a Yonko, right? We never heard Big Mom say anything about Joy Boy. But in Kaido's fight with Luffy, he does reference Joy Boy. Now the question is, how does Kaido know about Joy Boy if he doesn't have a way to read the poneglyphs? And this is where the Lunarians come in. Because the Lunarians have a connection to Joy Boy, I believe that, no doubt. And I believe that Kaido's race, which has been unrevealed, I feel like Kaido's race has a deep connection to the Lunarians, and that's why he knows a little bit about Joy Boy. Just my theory, I'm just floating it out there. But, what comes with Kaido's backstory will be some deep history and the knowledge of all the connections that Kaido's had. Because, look at it, Kaido's a vet in the game. He's been around for a while. We seen he was in cahoots with Joker. He's probably, like I said, he definitely has some connections to Lunarians, and honestly, he probably possibly could have a connection to Dr. Vegapunk, because Dr. Vegapunk has experimented on Kaido in the past. We also got to think about Kaido's deep past connections in terms of the Rocks Pirates, and even before he was on the Rocks Pirates, like, where did he come from? Oh, it did say, I think it said in a V card that he was born on the Grand Line. Okay, but where? Where does he come from? And what happened to him to put him on this path that he's on now? Because one thing that we get from a lot of antagonist backstories is that in some way, shape, or form, they have been fucked over tremendously by somebody. Sometimes it's the world government, sometimes it's the people they love. Okay, so who fucked over Kaido? What made Kaido want to be a pirate, or just some sort of delinquent, and pretty much what led him to join the Rocks Pirates in the first place? And with Kaido's backstory, I'm pretty sure, like I'm 100% sure they're gonna give us a little bit of God Valley. If we don't get the whole God Valley, we'll probably get a piece of it. That's all. Look, that's all I want. I just want a little piece. I just want a little taste, Oda. Like, just a little bit of God Valley to hold me over until you want to give us the whole thing. But Kaido's backstory would definitely have a connection to God Valley. And one more question we gotta ask about Kaido: have we even seen the peak of his power yet? Have we seen Kaido in his strongest state? Because we already know he got the hybrid form, but what happened to knock Luffy off of the rooftop? Is there an awakened stage to Kaido? is there any information that we can take from him anymore? Because he's been saying a lot, and honestly, I don't know if Oda's gonna make him reveal anymore. But Kaido was such an interesting character, great design, great devil fruit, and just Yamato's backstory just made me think about his backstory a little bit more. Made me start appreciating Kaido as a character and where he could possibly take this shit. Really excited to see where Oda goes with this. Like I said, Yamato's backstory made me sad. Kaido's backstory has the potential to give a person like myself some mixed feelings because he's definitely one of my favorite characters. But the only thing about Kaido is he's kind of fucked up in the head. Like he doesn't seem to want to know what he want to do with himself because apparently he's tried to kill himself multiple times. We've seen it. It's like, dude, if you want to die so bad, why not just hop in the water? And we can't say that Kaido wants to die with honor because, like, we've seen him try to kill himself, commit suicide. But right after that, he immediately started talking shit about how Joker was like locked up and shit, like how Doflamingo fucked everything up. So I don't know. Like, do you want to die or do you want to live? What the fuck happened to you to make you think this way? So that's why Kaido's backstory will break One Piece, probably break the internet too. I'm looking forward to it because I'm excited to see how it plays out. Hopefully we get it in the next few chapters or so because, like I say, I think Kaido will be folding Yamato on that rooftop. He might even somebody said he might drop in on the live floor. I feel like he's going to fold Yamato and then he's gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna go wrap this up, but Luffy gonna come and steal him. All right, that's honestly that's how I feel right now. Luffy might steal off on Kaido, but we need that backstory. We've been waiting for that backstory. We got a little taste with Yamato. We've seen Kaido in his past. We need Kaido's backstory, I promise you. But guys, that's going to be it for One Piece Talk today. Be sure to drop a subscribe if you enjoy the content. Comment down below if you want to hop in on the discussion. I love comments and I love discussion. Or if you have any improvements you think I can make, please let me know. I'm always trying to improve. But guys, you take it easy and have a good day.